Alright, welcome back to my channel, guys. It's NovaNexus here. Um, so today we're going to be looking at Jackal Anubis, one of the characters that was released. So I've really been enjoyed playing with him. I've actually been enjoyed playing with Jackal Anubis for a while. He's a very great character, but yeah. So far, how you guys enjoying the updates, the story mode? I personally like the story, the side story quest between him, Modrak, Basset, and Kingu. But I haven't gone into Hera story quest. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. So yeah, let's get into this video. Overview of Jackal Anubis. Anubis is a shadow melee character that uses rage for his skills. He has his companion Upu, which is the wolf that follows him around, or you can summon in battle, which helps him to deal damage when he's in battle. Right? For his skills, yeah, nothing but to do it. Let's start with his normal attack as usual. So his normal attack is called Jackal Rush, and this launches a series of attacks dealing shadow damage based on his own attack, Anubis' attack. If his wolf Upu is on field, he will deal shadow damage as joint attack when the normal attack is used. When on the field and the Jackal Spirit is automatically attack a locked enemy by the user or by Anubis, and Jackal Spirit will be on field for up to 30 seconds. So when Upu is on field and you use his normal attack, he would do additional shadow damage as Anubis is also attacking that locked enemy. And the Jackal Spirit can be on the field for up to 30 seconds. Alright, his skill 1. His skill 1, Jackal Charge, focuses his divine power to launch a range attack on the target, dealing shadow damage based on Anubis' attack, then increases his crit rate upon landing a hit. So if the hit is successful, it will increase his crit rate. If Upu is on the field, he will deal additional shadow damage and then change Spirit Guide to Jackal's Gaze. And Jackal Gaze will just make Upu to lock onto a target and attack that target, dealing shadow damage based on Anubis' attack also. His skill 2, Jackal Whirl, launches a crescent slash on a target, dealing shadow damage, which will increase his shadow damage by 20% for 4 seconds when it connects or when it deals damage. If Upu is on the field, it will deal additional shadow damage and change skill 3 to Jackal Wild Slash. Now, I'll get into Jackal Wild Slash in his skill 3. His skill 3, Spirit Guide, summons the Jackal Spirit to attack, the mod's locked target. Any target that Anubis is locked onto, Jackal will also follow and attack that enemy, dealing shadow damage. And again, you can use the skill again to cast Jackal Gaze. So let me explain this. When you use this, when Upu is not on the field, you use Spirit Guide to call Upu on the field. Now, once you've called Upu on the field, it will then switch to Jackal Gaze, right? And the reason why is like this: you can only use skill 3 to summon Upu. You can't use any of his other skills to summon Upu. So you use it first to summon Upu, then you use it again to get Jackal's Gaze, which will launch a joint attack with Anubis on the locked enemy that Anubis is currently facing. Right now, when his skills hit, it will be replaced with Jackal Wild Slash. Now that is skill 2. Once his skill 2 hits, his skill 3 will be replaced with Jackal Wild Slash when Upu is on the field, right? Which will deal shadow damage and launch another slash attack on the enemies locked by Anubis, right? So Upu inherits and Anubis starts in battle. So whenever you summon Upu, it's basically like having 2 of Anubis on the field because Upu inherits his stats, not a portion of his stats, but his stats. So his attack, defense, HP, everything will be inherited by Upu when he's on the field. I don't think HP because Upu won't have an HP bar, but attack would be inherited by Upu too, right? Now his ultimate after life judgment, sorry I can't speak, can only be cast when Upu is on the field. That is when you use skill 3 to summon Upu on the field. If Upu is not on the field, you won't be able to use his ultimate. They will then fuse and deal additional shadow damage. Once you use his ultimate, it will increase the team's attack, meaning everyone on the team will get their attack increased, right, by 35% for 10 seconds, right? They'll increase the team's attack, sorry, by 35% for 10 seconds, and then this will reset Anubis's skill cooldown. So once you use his ultimate, all his skills will go off of cooldown, right? And then when active, skill 3 will become Jackal Wild Slash. So once his ultimate is active, his skill 3 will automatically change to Jackal Wild Slash, right? Each time a normal attack or skill is used, an additional attack will be triggered, dealing ultimate skill damage. Now, once you use his ultimate after life judgment and him and Upu are fused as one, whenever you do a normal attack or a skill, there will be an additional damage that counts as ultimate attack or ultimate damage, right? So that damage, that extra damage, is counted as ultimate damage and will not be buffed by anything boosting skills damage or anything boosting skill or shadow damage, right? It's counted as ultimate attack, right? So it can only be boosted by elemental damage, attack, crit damage, and ultimate skill boost, not skill boost, right? Now his dodge skill, Spirit Shuttle. Once you trigger perfect dodge or extremity dodge, you have to follow up with a normal attack after 1 second to launch shadow damage to the enemy. And if Upu is on the field, he will do Jackal Whirl as a follow-up attack once you use your normal attack after triggering extremity dodge. Now your dodge effect, whenever you trigger a perfect dodge, you gain rage, right? Now that we're done with his skills, let's talk about his functors, right? Or access key functors. So obviously his best in slot is Pharaoh Hakaname, which obviously will be the best in slot for him because it's his signature. It boosts the Jackal spirit damage. It makes the Jackal to automatically attack, and a 50% chance of dealing a special damage, which is 50%, which is 2,400% of his attack. You can also inflict stun, so it allows him to do CC. So it gives him a whole bunch of damage to his kit and a whole bunch of options to his playstyle. But I don't do this part of the video talking about their signature, because obviously if you have their signature, just equip it on them. Nothing's going to be better than their signature. But if you don't have that signature, you didn't pull for it, you didn't have enough shifted stars to pull for it, what other variants or what other functors can you use? First off, there's the free to play functor you can always pick from the dimension variable, which is called Pharaoh User Calf. Now this increases your skill damage by 0.24% for every 1% of combat resources expended for 2 seconds. So since he's using rage, and this will also be a very good pickup for him, because for every 0.2%, as for every 1% of combat resources used, you get 0.24%, and you can get up to like I think 20 something percent, 24% once you use 100% combat resource. So you might not be able to get the whole 24%, but you can get like 20%, 15%, and it works for people who use energy, divine grace, and rage, but it doesn't work for people who use trace very well. So that's also a free to play option. Another free, I won't say free to play option, you have to get this from scanning, is Pharaoh Interf 1. This increases your combat resources charge speed whenever you trigger your dodge effect. So whenever you do a dodge effect or you trigger your dodge effect, your combat resource charge speed will be increased. He needs his rage to also be charged up, so it's also not a bad option for him. That's a 4-star that can be gotten from the scan. Another one that can be gotten from scan is Pharaoh That moves. This increases his attack by 10% and his defense by 5% for 9 seconds whenever he's hit, right? It's not the best for him because you don't want to get hit, but he also deals melee damage and goes in to deal some, close combat, so he can get hit, which will increase his attack and his defense. Now, the least option here is the Pharaoh Akhenaten, which increases ultimate skill damage by 40% as Transcendence 5. You should have this as Transcendence 5 because you can get this from motion on, the scans, from doing scans, right? It's a 3-star, so everyone should have this as Transcendence 5. You can always put this on him. Now, on to my favorite part of the video, which I always love to talk about: sigils. Now, why I love to talk about sigils is because sigils make a character, right? When it comes to functor, you can't really equip a wrong functor for a character because most functors are usually streamlined to their gen zone, right? However, sigils, you can actually make mistakes if you don't understand things properly. Now, let's go to his best in slot sigils. For his best in slot sigils, you have Feather of Pacifier in slot 2, 4, 6, and then Scale of Math in slot 1, 3, 5, right? Scale of Math increases ultimate skill damage, and as we talked about in his ultimate, he deals extra attack that is considered to be ultimate damage, which is going to be boosted by the increase in ultimate skill damage by 30%. So that's already looking like a win for him. You get 1 stack of measure each time a skill hits. He's going to be doing multiple skills so quickly, so he can gain this stack of measured. You have 3 stacks, which gives you attack to 9%, 3 times 3, which is 9%. And when you're at 3%, or you're at 3 stacks, sorry, you cannot gain any stack of measured, but you gain 12% increase in your overall damage. So your ultimate gets boosted by 42%, your skills get boosted by 9% of your attack, and 12% of the increase in damage. So you're just getting so much boost to your kit. But if you do not have Scale of Math, or you've not farmed Scale of Math, what other options can you farm? In slot 1, 3, 5, which you can go for Dark Plague, which increases his shadow damage, which boosts all of his kits. Normal attack, ultimate, skill damage will all benefit from this. You can also go Ejudia, which also boosts shadow damage too. And Ejudia is just more increase in shadow damage the more you get hit, or rather, if you get hit, it will increase the shadow damage boost that you get by 100%. While Dark Blade helps to shred defense also, and increase your shadow damage and increase your attack, right? So both of those ones are good for him. In the slot 2, 4, 6, you want to use Feather of Pacifier. Now, I want to say, I can't stress this enough. Feather of Pacifier is the sigil you want to use in slot 2, 4, 6, because there is no other sigil that works well for him. You can also use Clinodian Rage, which increases your rage recharge speed by 7% for every modifying level you have, up to 35%, but it increases rage skill damage by 10%. His ultimate, which is probably going to be the majority of his kit, does not benefit from that, right? So all those extra damage you're going to be doing in his ult form will not benefit from the 10% increase in rage skill damage, just his skills. And the same thing with Spartan Battle Cry, which reduces the rage cost by 20% and increases rage skill damage by 10%. Again, his ult won't benefit from that because it's considered as ultimate damage and not skill damage, so you're going to be losing out on a lot of damage from his ultimate if you're using the sigils. So you want to go Feather of Pacifier because it increases attack by 3% each time your rage is expended. So each time you do a skill, you gain 3% to your attack, and the mod also gains 8% rage quickly, so you gain rage 8% more quickly. This triggers once every 3 seconds and it can stack up to 5 times, so you can get 15% increase to your attack and 40% increase in your rage charge speed, which is higher than Clinodian Rage, which gives you 35% increase in charge speed. And Clinodian Rage is also dependent on your modifying level. This one doesn't depend on your modifying level. As long as you use rage, you gain rage quickly and you can stack it up to 40%. It's also better than Spartan Battle Cry, which increases skill damage by 10%, but this one increases attack by 15%. His ultimate will also benefit from the attack, and his skills will also benefit from the attack. His normal attack will also benefit from those attacks. and it lowers Spartan Battlecry lowers rage cost by 20%, while this one increases rage gain speed by 40%, almost double of what Spartan Cry does, or double of what Spartan Cry does. So for 246 Feather of Pacifier, there's nothing else that can be substituted for it. But for slow 135, you can use Scale of Math, Dark Plague, or Etudiant. Now for code, they went with Guided Souls. Again, you can't go wrong with each code. It just depends on the playstyle that you want for him, what role you want him to fulfill in your team. Will depend on the codes that you want to, put for him. Well, the one they went with, it gives him 20%, 2.5% ultimate skill charge when his Jackal Gaze hits. So basically, when Upu's on the field, he'll gain 2.5% ultimate skill charge. Now it shortens Jackal charge remaining CD by 3 seconds when Jackal charge joint attack hits. So whenever you do Jackal slash, or you do a joint normal attack, it will shorten the cooldown of Jackal charge by 3 seconds, right? So this also shortens Jackal Whirlwind CD by 3 seconds. So you can spam Upu's joint attack more because of the CD on his Aether Code. And now when there's a Jackal Spirit on the field, a Jackal Charge and Jackal Whirlwind CD, tap the skill directly to launch a Jackal Spirit joint attack on the enemies locked on by it. This effect can trigger once each CD of Jackal Charge and Jackal Whirlwind. So basically you can use this to just trigger an extra attack on the enemies with your Jackal Spirit. And it will also shorten the CD with the Aether Code 2, and you gain more ultimate charge with the Aether Code, with the first Aether Code. Like I said, there's no really any bad Aether Code on any character. You just look at the playstyle at which you want to play the character and what role you want the character to fulfill in your team. Alright, so now we're going to go into a short gameplay just showcasing what he can do and his damage, what you can see if you really like this wolf boy and want to pull him.
I'm on my way. Let's go. Ooh, my deduction is correct. It's your end. Eat it. It's your end. I can finish stuff. Tear them apart. Finished. I'm opening. Eat it. Let's go. Don't worry. It's over now. Surrender yourselves. It's your end. Tear them apart. I made a mistake. An opening. Left no one behind.
Alright, so my personal thoughts on Jackal Anubis is he's a great DPS. He's very strong. He's a very strong shadow DPS. I still think Hades does more damage than Anubis for now. But yeah, he's not bad by any means. He deals a decent amount of damage, and he's also very fast in dealing those damage. His CDs aren't too long, and he doesn't really have any clunkiness to his playstyle. So overall, if you're in the if you just started the game and you're looking for a DPS and you like his look, you like his character design, why not go for him? He's very good. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, comment what you would like to see, which heroes you'd like me to build and test out. We also release, or I also release, Aether Gazer, Punishing Grey Raven, disliked content. So be sure to subscribe to my channel and always come back to have fun. Be sure to follow me on my socials. They're always in the link for my description of my video. The links are in the description for my video and the description of my channel. You can always find the links to all my socials, my TikTok, my Discord server, my Reddit, so we can all chat about different things that we want to see in the game and things you just like to experiment in the game. Anyway, that's enough of rambling from me. I'll see you guys next time.
No daydreaming on the job, admin. I believe there are still a number of reports waiting for you.
And that's what I'm off to go and do. Thank you, Shu.